Hi guys, James here from South Africa. TBC, I want to say happy anniversary and happy birthday, 2 years strong. And I've got a bit of a song for you guys. Stevie Wonder, happy birthday. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been part of the live streaming. I've also been a part of the live streaming, even though it wasn't on my own channel, but it was through my mother's channel, Crystal Eyes. Marianne Murphy, aka Crystal Eyes. I just had a wonderful, amazing video call with Stephen Tyrone Cuffy. What an awesome person, has awesome videos. And I want to say thank you guys, thank you to Erica, thank you to my mother, thank you to Stephen. I just want to say thank you for all this wonderful, amazing celebration videos that has been popping up. I have watched many of them, and let's just enjoy this video for a bit. TBC. Okay, let's just stop that for now. TBC has now been going on since the 21st of March 2016. It is now a 2-year anniversary and birthday, because the 21st of March 2016 was the birth of TBC. We are now on the okay, I can't remember the date, but we are now on the 25th of March. It's my mother's birthday today. I can't believe how I forgot that. So it's not just the birth of TBC that we are celebrating, it's also my mother's birthday as well. And not just that, in a couple of days my brother has been in TBC for a year, and on the 12th of March, 12th of May, I will be a member of TBC for a year. Now let me give you guys a small bit of a history. I came up with TBC, or I became a member of TBC through my one best friend, who's not just a friend, he's a brother and a business partner, Nico van den Berg, a very, very nice guy. He's heavily involved in cryptocurrency, and he told us about TBC, and I am so glad I became a member of TBC. I joined on the 12th of May 2017. It's now almost a year that I'm also a member of TBC. In the meantime, I signed up my family. I've signed up hundreds of people to TBC, and I work with them. I give them info. I tell them what's news. And the funny thing is, the person who brought me to TBC, I am now the one giving him the info, because he's a very, very, very busy man. He does many, many different cryptocurrencies, and he doesn't really get time for a lot of things anymore. Not like he was when we first met, and like when we first signed up to TBC, but he's now a very, very busy man. At 22 years old, he's a very smart guy. And guys, I want to say, joining TBC has changed my life. It has brought me to things that I never knew I could do. It has brought me possibilities and things that has changed me as a person, has changed my life for the better. I even do things that I never even knew I was capable of doing. Like, for instance, YouTube videos. Okay, I know this will be my second one that I've posted, but I have been a part of a few of them with my mother. Some of you guys have maybe seen me in a couple of videos. But my journey with TBC started on the 12th of May, and there hasn't been a second where I looked back. TBC's goal is to end global poverty. Like I always say to people I sign up to TBC, if we can get at least, okay, TBC's goal is to end global poverty, and we want to reach 1 billion members in TBC. If 1 billion members join TBC and 1 billion members open businesses, global unemployment rate will be 0. The demand for unemployed people won't be like there is now. Like, there isn't really a demand for unemployed people at the moment in the world, but there is a demand. Like, if one person leaves, or if someone dies, or someone moves to a different company, then let me use, for instance, governments, working for the government. If one person dies in the government, or if one person quits, or if one person is fired, then that means there's an open position. So there's a demand for an unemployed person with the skills acquired for the job, required for the job. And if we once we've reached 1 billion members, which we will do, I know for a fact we will do, if we get at least 20% of the members in TBC, now that will be 200 million people. If we can get 200 million people to open up a business, and each person employs anywhere from 2 to 5 people, the global unemployment rate will literally drop from, now I would say there's about maybe, I would say about, let's say 15% of the global population is unemployed. I haven't checked the stats, I haven't checked the numbers, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But I would say, with what I can see, about 10 to 15% of the global people is unemployed. Now, if we can get 200 million people to open a business and employ anywhere from 2 to 5 people, the global unemployment rate will be abolished to zero. Then there won't be a demand for jobs. There will be a demand for unemployed people. And you know what? That's a point in the world where we want to reach, to where we get to a point where you are a business owner, but your employee just left your company to go work for a company that pays him better, gives him better benefits. Now you got to look for someone who has a job. 10 to 1, once global unemployment rate is abolished, we are going to have companies that is in such a demand for employees that the companies either will end up shutting down or end up changing the way they work and bringing down their productions. Let's say, for instance, like car factories. They employ around about 100 to 500 people, depends on what car factory it is. There's a car factory here in South Africa that employs just over 150 people. That's in Cape Town. And they need every one of those people that work there. If 5 people leave the company, and there isn't anyone in the world that is unemployed to apply for the job, then they're going to sit with 5 unemployed people they're going to sit with 5 open spots for quite a while. And this is a point in the world where I wish we can get to, and I know we will get there. Like, for instance, now the banks will be shutting down soon. Once the banks have shut down, then all of us that's using cryptocurrency, we are going to be, I would say, not the leaders of the world, but we will be leading the population. I would pronounce it that way, because then we're going to have the rest of the population looking at us, due to the fact of they didn't want to listen to us now. They didn't want to say, okay, listen, I understand and I know about this. Okay, let me take the precautions and measures to make it that I do not sit with my finger where the sun doesn't shine. And I know a lot of people who's going to sit like that. Like these people, I tell my mother and I are going back to town tomorrow. But, lately we've been in town quite often. We were last week Tuesday, Thursday and Friday in town. And I spoke to between those 3 days, I spoke to about 30 people. And out of those 30 people, we got, I think, 7 people to sign up. 5 or 6 or 7 people to sign up to TBC. And, okay, still the steps hasn't been completed. I help the people, especially people who doesn't understand how to do it. I sit there with them and I take an hour. And I sit and I help them sign up. I give them all the information they need. I send them to YouTube bloggers like Randy, Kerry, Tyrone, my mother. I give them links to the people's YouTube channel so that they can subscribe to get more info. I give them the blog's info. I sit for at least an hour with each person, and I sit and explain to them about the goal of TBC. I tell them what we want to achieve in the world. And I do that for the sole reason, I know a lot of, especially if they ask me, listen, I don't know, how can you help me? If I asked then I got to a point now when someone's interested, I ask them, okay, do you need help or will you be able to do it? And most of the time they say, okay, look, we do need a bit of help. So I'll help them. Look, it's not going to take me a week or a month to do it. It takes literally 15 minutes to sign someone up. But I always take that extra time to sit and explain and help. And, then I've got myself my own little group that I have on WhatsApp, that every member I join to TBC, I sign them up to this group. I put them as a member because they're a member of TBC. So any information I get, like price updates, blog updates, video updates, I send through to the group so that they can get frequent updates. And any questions that is asked, they can ask me. I will answer their questions to the best of my ability. If there's something I do not know, I will go and I find out and I answer the question. Now, I've got something that is on my heart, and I mentioned it in one of my mom's live videos. We were at a little restaurant a couple of weeks ago, here in South Africa, called Wimpy. I don't know if you guys have it there in the rest of the world, but here in South Africa, we've got quite a lot of them, Wimpy. I saw a young African man. He bought himself a plate of food, a decent plate of food. Here was a table next to us, a rack of ribs. And he took a bite, and I could hear him say it's not what he wants. It's not as nice as he thought it would be. So he asked for the bill, he paid, and he left. Didn't even take the food with. So I called for one of the big people that work there, one of the managers. And I spoke to the person, it's also one of my mom's personal friends, also someone we joined into TBC. And I asked her, listen, her name is Zintle. And I asked her, listen, what do you do with the old food? Do you guys throw it away or do you guys give it to someone who needs it? And she said to me, they throw the food away. I said, but the problem is, the food's already paid for. It's a big waste. Firstly, it's a waste of food because it's going into the dustbin. Yes, I know a lot of people don't want to eat scraps. But I would say if you are homeless, if you do not have money for food, you will eat anything. Especially if it's a nice, even if it's, I wouldn't say a half-eaten burger, but let's say a half-eaten burger, you would eat it because it's food for you. And yeah, you can survive a couple of days without food, and you can survive a while without water. But just around the corner from the mall where we were at to have some coffee at Wimpy, there is two young men who sit and stand by the street corner because they're unemployed. They cannot find a job because here in South Africa, to find a job is looking for a mustard seed in a haystack. Now, if a lot of you don't know how big is a mustard seed, it's smaller than a mustard seed is about the size of a grain of salt, maybe a bit bigger. But everyone knows how big is a grain of salt. That's how difficult it is to find a job in South Africa. And ask me, I know. I was unemployed for almost 3 years. And searching and searching and searching, one day I found a job. But then unfortunately, due to the economy, I got retrenched. Which is about 6 weeks ago now. So I asked them, okay, so then why don't you guys then put, like, especially when it comes to like those rack of ribs. It's 2 racks of ribs on a plate with some bread and some toast with a sausage or something. And I said to the woman, why don't you guys take the food that clients don't finish, especially like a half-eaten burger, you cut off where the client ate. Then it's a half a burger where there was no saliva or anything on. And you take some chips and bread and whatever, and you put it in a doggy bag, and during lunchtime every day they can go and hand it out to some people who need it. And the woman said to me, no can do. I asked her why. She said the boss, the owner of the shop, doesn't allow it. Now my personal opinion is the food's already paid for, so the company's not losing. The person who paid the food, he's losing money. Paid for the food, he's losing money. But the company's not losing money. The company's not losing stock. It's food that was paid for but was never finished. And I said, but then why don't you guys then take it to a dog shelter maybe to give the dogs some food? They said, sorry, they can't do that. It's against the boss's rules. You know what, guys? If you own a restaurant, if you know of anyone who owns a restaurant, or even if you work in a restaurant as a waiter or anything, you know what, run this by your boss. I can tell you it's going to make a lot of people happy. There's this, look, TBC is going to change the world. Not just a family, not just, TBC's changed my family's lives. But TBC is not just going to change one family's lives. It's going to change the lives of every human being in the world. Every member in TBC, it will change their lives. 1 billion people is a lot of people. Try and fit 1 billion people in a soccer stadium. Try and fit, 1 billion people can make an impact. If 3 million people, that is currently just over 3 million people that is a member of that is in TBC currently, if 3 million people can make an impact, the impact that we are currently busy making, it means that there's a lot of people there's a lot more people that making an impact, especially once we have got all our members. And guys, I just want to say, I don't also want to be too long because then I can't upload this video. To be a member of TBC is not just join up, get the money, see, okay, my money is growing. It's not just sit back and be on the beach. You've got to market yourself. You've got to market the coin. You've got to get members, for people to join. The more people to join, the better. Hence the word billion coin, the billion coin. 1 billion members will reach the coin value of 1 billion euros per coin. We need to make a difference, and we need to go out and help people. We can't just sit and watch it grow. It's not going to help anyone if we sit at home and just keep an eye on it. We've got to go out and show people. We've got to testify on what TBC's done for us. There is so many testimonials that has been posted. It's unbelievable. I know of a young man, Benediction. I posted him in my previous video. TBC's changed his life. He's marketing the coin wherever he goes. If I can do it and I'm unemployed, I stay in a little town 30 kilometers, 45 kilometers out of Middelburg. I drive in far to go market TBC. If I can do it, I don't even have my own car. I don't have a job. I don't have cash in hands. But if I can do it, so can you. And that's what we need to do. You and me can make the difference. We need to stand up and say, we are going to do something about this. Guys, the blog is the truth. The blog is the only source we need to listen to. Don't listen to this person's posts on Facebook about the fiat exchange. Or don't listen to this person's posts on Facebook about the migration. Migration is on its way. Migration should be done soon. And this is now according to the blog. I'm now quoting the blog. The migration will be done soon. And the fiat currency testing will start shortly. No one knows the exact time or date except admin, but we will know about that soon. But guys, I would like to say thank you again to everyone. Thank you TBC for this wonderful opportunity we have in TBC to be members of TBC. And I'd love to say to admin, I thank you for coming up with this coin. And I'd love to say I love you for what you have done, and thank you. You have changed my life. You've given me hope for my future, because there was a time when I didn't have hope, and you've given hope to a lot of people. Okay, now I want to end off again with a bit of a celebration. Guys, goodbye and God bless. James Murphy from South Africa will be signing off in a couple of seconds. Because he has a bit of I love you all. Till my next video. Tyrone, Kerry, Dawn, Cindy Shelton, Randy Wilson, Admin, Mary Ann Murphy, my mother. Guys, I thank you. I love you all. Goodbye and God bless.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me.